everyone, and welcome back. Today's busy day consists of getting the perennial garden prepped so that way in a few short weeks I can get my perennials out there and cover this whole entire chain link fence. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Kristy. I am located in Massachusetts, Zone 6A, with an average last frost date of May 15th. And I am taking on this huge undertaking of hiding this fence, getting a little bit more privacy, and creating a beautiful perennial garden. I have a lot of flowers going and we have a lot of work. I do have some lilacs and some Rose of Sharon here up to this point, but I am going to cover all the way back to the tree line. So we have a lot to go ahead and prep out. So my first task is getting rid of any kind of bush or shrub that has been growing in this fence line. As you can see, it is damaged. I will actually show you a photo of what it used to look like. You couldn't even see this whole entire fence line. My husband cleared it out. It was a massive project a year or two ago. So we have our work cut out for us now, hiding it with some gorgeous perennials. So this runs quite a long ways. It was not taken care of by the previous owners. As you can see, it had shrubs and vines covering the whole entire thing. We do have a few that keep growing back, some that I don't even think we'll be able to get rid of if we even tried. They are so embedded in the wiring fence. But my goal is to come out about 3 feet or so. I am going to till this whole area. There's so many rocks. I'm gonna just work around the roots because there's so many roots in our backyard. We just have so many pine trees. So I'm not even going to attempt, and I can definitely work around it. But I have a lot of perennials that I plan on putting in, along with some self-seeding annuals that are like Feverfew and Rebecca that I hope will just keep self-seeding. Yarrow, I have a ton of yarrow and echinacea for perennials. We have our work cut out though. So the next few days is going to be tearing this up and adding some more soil and some compost and some worm castings to add some nutrition to this landfill, I like to call it. So I'll just show you a few little clips of what we did today, and then we will keep going on throughout the week. So I just wanted to stop and show you the type of soil that I'm dealing with, and it is just rocks. Rocks upon rocks upon rocks. You cannot walk, you know, a few inches without kicking a rock, finding a rock. We actually ran out of rocks for Madeline's fairy garden, and we needed probably a few more bags. We literally just spent 20 minutes or so in the backyard digging up rocks and finding them, washing them, and they fit her whole rest of the fairy garden. So I'm gonna be making a pile in case she wants some more. The jets are back. And yeah, it should be interesting tilling. I'm really hoping I don't get a bunch of these into the shin, so it's going to be important for me. I plan on just doing a couple of links at a time. I'm going to clear, we have a lot of vines that will wrap around and destroy like anything that's living near it, especially the trees. We have some vines that will just go up them and like strangle them. So I'm making sure I get rid of those, and then I will till, and then I will rake up all the extra rocks and leaves, and just doing a few sections at a time rather than just doing it all in a few rounds. So here's to the rocks, and let's see how much we get at the end of this project. So for this project, we will be using the Milwaukee cultivator. I just got this for my birthday. It's gonna be perfect for loosening up the soil without having to go and rent something out. Also, this Milwaukee cultivator is pretty freaking awesome because it just chomped through this huge root. So thank you, Milwaukee, for letting this project be way easier than I thought. I already have about 2 chain link fences, so it's about 20 feet or so, and it is destroying roots left and right. So this is fun. So as you can see, I had a very productive day. I'm pretty sure I have dirt all on my face, but that cultivator, my goodness. So I actually miscounted. It's 9 chain link fence, 10 if I really want to push it to the woods, but I don't plan on it. So out of the 9, I did 6 of them. It fluffed it up so nicely. It was able to destroy roots. We found that there was some type of root that would vine and wrap itself around the chain link fence, and it actually is wrapping itself around a lot of the trees nearby. So my husband got a root ball out, and I got to show you this because it's crazy. So this monstrosity right here, I was going to work around. This was the exposed root. But then I saw what it would have are these little vines coming out, and it would just attach itself to anything, or they would like triple up and they would wrap around and try and reach to the fence. So we needed to get this thing out because I don't want it to wrap around all of my hard work and all my plants. So we got that out. That took a little while, but I am so happy we did. So I am going to probably call it a day right now. My little one, thank goodness he's taking a great nap. So out of the 9, we did 6. So I have 3 more. And then I plan on raking it out because there's a lot of moss. There's a lot of rocks. I have like half of a bucket full of rocks right now. And then I will slowly add my 50-50 mix to it. I don't plan on adding anything else right now. I'll probably put some kind of like slow release fertilizer when I plant out my flowers. But I just want to, the soil, I'm actually really surprised how well it is. Further on the other end, it is more, I don't know if it's like a clay, but there's just so many broken down rocks. And here it's just some chunks, a lot of moss. So I'm actually thrilled with how the soil is. So I think my perennials will do well. After we have all 9 of them tilled, I will come back with a string, and I'm just going to make sure I have a nice straight line so it's just even to the eye. And then yeah, we'll just add our 50-50 mix and call it a day until we reach our last frost. I really want to wait to try and just spread everything out and just plant little sections by sections, but I am happy with the progress that we have made today. So it is Tuesday, 2nd day of April vacation, and yeah, we're making some good steps. My husband goes back to work on Thursday, so I'm trying to use him as much as I can. He just finished my little sunflower area, which looks fantastic. We'll add some more 50-50 mix there. So we have been very busy. So this is what it looks like right now. I definitely need to widen this area right now. I have a lilac bush here, and these are all rows of Sharon. I wanted to create some kind of privacy because everyone can see inside the backyard when they walk by, even though the road looks far away. So I did all of this and this right here. And you can see like the roots would come really, really far into the lawn. But the soil itself, I'm actually pretty happy with. It's not as bad as the soil that we have on the other side of the house, but this cultivator just really worked its way through. And this is the vine I was talking about. We have another root ball, but I don't know what this is. But as you can see, we got rid of some of the old ones, but there is so much new growth right here, and they just twine together. And then they just go up and out. So I really need to get rid of this. And then I only have a little bit more. And then this is Madeline's fairy garden. Madeline, do you like your garden? Yes.
This is where all of my fairies belong, and this is where I typically play.
Yes, so you can play while mommy and daddy work outside, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Every rock or depending in all of these flags or trees, all of these fairies friends or to play with.
Yes, and all of these rocks right here are ones that we actually found in the yard. We bought these black rocks right here, but we didn't realize how much we needed. But
and these are really smooth and they feel so soft.
They do.
And you can sit on them actually.
But we added some moss, and we used some big logs that my dad had some trees cut down. How do you like it, Madeline?
Good.
1 or 2 thumbs up?
2.
All right. So everyone say, we'll see. Welcome back. It is now Wednesday, and I wanted to just update you with what we have been working on today. It is another bright sunny day. It's not too breezy, but we are sweating up a storm. We got so many different projects. We finished my sunflower bed, which I am thrilled about. Then we decided to go ahead and expand this small little perennial bed that I had with just 2 peony bushes and some other type of flower, which I'm not really sure about. I did get it from my aunt in the fall and planted it, and it did come back. So it used to be this really small garden, and now we turned it into a larger one, connecting it with the greenhouse. And I also got some free bearded irises off of our Buy Nothing group, which I was so excited about as well. So we put those in. Now we're working on over by our living room. I had some flowers there last year, but it flooded really bad. So I actually had my husband help me out, grade it. We added some river rocks where we found in our backyard, and that way it'll help flow the water out. And I was going to plant some Mexican sunflowers there, which I thought would be a great spot. It gets a lot of, I plan on finish tilling this area over here. We are actually going out to dinner, so I don't have as much time as I planned. So we have a few hours while my little one is napping. So we're gonna finish tilling over here, but I also wanna show you the greenhouse. I moved some of my little perennials out there of my echinaceas. So I planned on bringing my echinacea starts, they're probably only a few inches tall, out for 2 days and then bring them back in at night. However, I forgot last night. We were running late, just totally slipped my mind. It didn't get under 48 degrees. However, the tips of the leaves looked a little bit damaged, but now they look like they're perking back up. So I'm happy about that. So they're a little bit tougher than maybe I'm giving them credit for. So now we're gonna go and just show you what we did. Now over here is where my sunflower bed's going to be. It was a beautiful edging done by my husband. We got some of these pavers. I didn't really want like the traditional brick. So we have these, they match so nicely with the siding of our house. So I'm gonna be planting sunflowers here. Up next, we moved my potting bench over here. We do need to level this corner, but my dad made this and I am so excited to use it. I'll also use it for hardening off as well. And then we have our perennial bed that we just started working on. So we have some bearded irises that I got off of our free site. We will be putting in some pavers here to make a nice little stepping path. So over here is where I had my peonies. As you can see, they're coming up. I got them half price at a grocery store in the fall. So I was very excited about those. I think they're like a hot pink. And then we decided to connect it right here so there wasn't such a big gap. So we have this, and then inside the greenhouse, we moved. So I have all these coneflowers I moved in as well up top. And I do have another set over there, but the existing ones, they're looking great. Everything's perking up. So we have these 3 that were originally out here and these 4. The hollyhocks, I got a little sunburned the first day. They're bouncing back right now. And then I actually think I might get lucky and get a bloom, which is why I started these echinacea back in December. This one is this one is from my garden. So this is one that I actually harvested myself. We do have some bee balm, sweet williams. Those are all doing great. So this is just the inside of the greenhouse. And like I said, these did get a little damaged on the ends, but I think they're gonna be fine. I'm going to give them a nice little drink of water, but I'm actually very pleased. So this is the area where we are currently working on. It did flood a lot last year, so we're putting all the rocks that we have found in our yard over to help with the drainage. And then I just put a quick little compost topsoil mix right here just to get an idea of where I plan on planting. And then I was thinking up this side right here, I would put the Mexican sunflower and then some other flowers just up front. So this might be like a little annual bed. And it just comes out of our window right there. So we had a very eventful Wednesday. As I said earlier, we were able to make the sunflower bed. We were able to work on the perennial bed. And I don't think I even mentioned that the bed out by the greenhouse had a 3-foot cement cylinder post from an old deck that used to be here. So we had to get that out. Then we moved on and worked on another little bed area out by our living room window. The dahlia bed still needs to be worked on, and then I only have one chain link fence worth to till. So after I finish these chain link fences, the game plan here is to rake back all of the rocks, cut all roots back, and make sure anything that is wrapped around the fence area is taken care of. Then I will go in and add my 50-50 mix. I'm hoping to add about 2 or 3 inches and mixing it with the existing soil. We will be taking out any of the extra moss that was on top, so we are super busy. And it sounds like the neighbors are too, but this is a very eventful day. We got a lot done and we are going to be wrapping things up for today. So just stay tuned, go ahead and click like and subscribe and hit that bell button. That way you can see how this transforms from mid-April all the way to the fall. I cannot wait to see the before and afters. I am going to call my backyard, hopefully my backyard paradise. That is the game plan. We still have a lot more work to do and I can't wait to see the final results. So see you all soon. Bye.